Like we had no idea when we started this stuff it was going to get so big. Not even a little clue. There's a lot of very angry people right now. I wasn't told that I was being recast. I had actually showed up to Sean and Aaron's apartment to do the voiceover for Tatiana. And that's when they showed me the footage that I had to do a voiceover for. And that's the first time I saw someone else's Harley Quinn on stage.
I'm here to let you know, no big studio will work with them.
So I've heard, which is sad. It's sad for him. It's sad for us that worked for him. It's sad for his dad. It's sad for his future. I mean, this whole situation, there's no good in it, whichever way you cut it. To my face, I was told I was fat. But everything I'm hearing that's coming out and all of my family that is confirming this, I really hope it isn't true. But I know it is.
Aaron Schoenke from Bat in the Sun is a bad actor, literally and figuratively. Most of my content has been about him because it's about delivering justice in the form of exposing a morally bankrupt YouTuber who LARPs as the face of peace and positivity. I'm here to tell you that mask is coming off. Now, people are starting to see him for the real-life Joker that he really is.
Hello, all of you fans out there.
And Aaron loves that people he has wronged remain anonymous or in some cases silent. He will often attack them being anonymous, saying, "How do we know it's a credible source?" while refusing to address the allegations they are making as he desperately tries to control the narrative. He would say that my videos are filled with misinformation and lies, but never says what the misinformation is or what the lie is. He chooses his words very carefully, saying that, like none of the Kickstarter money went into his pocket, but what about the money Chris J invested? Did any of that go into your pocket? Aaron will often refer to me as being a clickbait website that has to use anonymous sources and fake emails to stay relevant, even though he actually proved in an older video that my emails were real, and he has yet to refute some of the major claims made by these anonymous sources. He just focuses on the fact that they're anonymous. Aaron loves that people refuse to go on the record about what he has done to them because now he could do it to another group of individuals. So what I did was set out to contact people who did not want to remain anonymous because they know that if their truth stay anonymous, then it would just be written off as another anonymous source. So today we will hear the story of Madeline Ray, aka Rachel Nicole. Who are you and why are you choosing to come forward?
I am Madeline Ray. My real name is Rachel Nicole. I won't say my last name because it's German and crazy hard to pronounce. I went to high school with Aaron. Aaron and I have known each other since the year 2000.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we met in theater class and had been friends for many, many years.
Early on, Film Aaron aspired to be a filmmaker and gained popularity from directing Batman Beyond Year One, a fan film in which Rachel was a part of for absolutely free.
I'm Aaron Schoenke, the director, and I also play Terry McGinnis. The premise behind making this movie is two reasons. Number one, I've been a huge Batman fan since the age of 3. I've read all the comic books, the graphic novels, seen the movies, and I've seen all the animations. And two, it was also just to do it in learning the art of filmmaking, just do it, hands-on experience, that just really teaches you all the elements you need to know about making a movie.
I was not expecting that. So you've known him for so long. Why are you choosing to come forward? Why now?
I'm mainly coming forward because my friends are being really hurt. My family is being really hurt. My Bat in the Sun family. Aaron brought us all together, and we're all collectively suffering at the moment. And I don't think that that's fair, and I don't think that that's right.
I would agree with you. Now, you played one of the most important characters in establishing this Bat in the Sun family. You were the original Harley Quinn, who got the privilege and the honor to be with the original Joker, Mr. Paul Molnar.
My pudding.
How was that experience?
We never had a dull moment. We really never did. Paul and I decided we were going to have the most fun, and we really did. Everyone on set did, especially if you ever watched the Joker Christmas Spectacular.
I did.
The Joker. Yeah. We had a script, but Paul and I hadn't seen each other in a long time, and we're just like, let's have fun with it. So you can definitely see in the video.
Yeah, I did have some natural chemistry, if I say so myself.
We're all goofballs,
Flashback. Look at it.
You are credited with doing Batman Legends and Patient J. Outside the Christmas special, what other contributions did you make to Bat in the Sun?
Oh my God, I'm not credited with City of Scars?
I'm on the wiki. So you did City of Scars. What else?
Yeah, I had a scene in City of Scars with Kevin Porter. I did the music. Sean wrote City of Scars, and I came in and sang it.
Yeah, I see you as Madeline Ray as Harley Quinn. So is that it? You never did any voiceover work or anything?
I did a few voiceovers. One that really stands out, but the one that I can name off the top of my head, I came in to do the voiceover for Tatiana when she was playing Domino. So I think that episode was Deadpool and Domino versus Joker and Harley Quinn.
And did you ever meet Tatiana?
No, we never officially met.
She's actually pretty cool. But let's go back to your Harley Quinn. Going Good, City of Scars, in the original. How did you come to get recast?
So it was actually, I wasn't told that I was being recast. I had actually showed up to Sean and Aaron's apartment to do the voiceover for Tatiana. And that's when they showed me the footage that I had to do a voiceover for. And that's the first time I saw someone else's Harley Quinn on stage.
Wow, that had to be heartbreaking. What type of, did you have a conversation with Aaron after you saw that footage?
No. I was sad for like the first 15 minutes, but then, I had so much fun with Sean and Aaron in that moment doing the recording. I kind of just forced myself to let it go because in the end, I'm not the director. It's not my vision. He's moving on. He's doing his dream. Do it, man. I'm still here doing voice recording, so I'm still helping. I was fine with it at the time.
Paul was replaced with no conversation, no nothing, just show up. Similar story to you. How did you find out you would no longer be playing the Joker?
I didn't. It was really hurtful, actually. In a sense, I saw something come out, and the new Bat in the Sun production, and he was the Joker. I was like, me.
Tyrone Lucas was replaced, the original Nightwing. Even used a suit to do it, who I've also interviewed. You were replaced as Nightwing.
By who?
By Aaron Schoenke.
By Aaron.
How did that, was there a conversation? Did he say, hey, by the way, you're out?
There was nothing.
And I'm just sensing a pattern that there is no conversation when you get replaced.
No, there is no conversation.
Wow. Now, did you try to get other roles or did he, were any other roles available for you? Or it was just like, hey, do this voiceover and you're out? Like, how was that?
I had asked here and there. And he had told me that there's a role that he'd like me to do. I can't remember the role. It's been so many years, but that was the role where he said, "Hey, could you drop a couple pounds before you go on screen?"
Whoa!
But it sucks to hear, but in Hollywood, you got. If you're cast in a Marvel movie, you got to beef up, you got to drop weight.
Yeah, in a Marvel movie, not a fan film for someone you went to high school with. And now, did he say it that nicely? Or was there a little something extra on it?
It's been so many years, and I don't want to misquote. But every time I've told the story, I've told it the same.
Okay.
Which is I came home and told my ex-fiance at the time, Aaron told me I was too fat. Damn. Yeah.
Imagine working for free and only to be told you are too fat. And later on, she would share that she learned maybe she was not just fat, but fat and ugly to be on screen. Aaron Schoenke was once someone I guess she considered her friend. And this is what, he had to tell her. After she sacrificed day in and day out working a paying job and giving up her free time to help build his dream. Now I see why so many people will never work with him again. That has to be heartbreaking. But, I don't know, was that a convenient excuse? Or did he truly believe that, or he just wanted to be like mean sometimes? Means, I don't know what's going through his head. You don't know what's going through his head. But that does seem pretty harsh for someone who helped build my dreams. Because I can't imagine you were paid much.
I was paid occasionally, but it wasn't for any of the acting. It was mostly when I came in to do some work with Sean.
A nice thing is that all the actors work for free. They were willing to contribute their time to this project for free, which is sometimes the case in a lot of independent films.
That's right. Everyone I've spoken to, if you want to make sure you get paid, you need to talk to Schoenke, his dad. She was paid for her vocals, but what about the publishing residuals of her work? There was a music video, and the song was also at one point being sold on iTunes and is still available on Spotify. And she does not see a penny. I am sure Aaron will say, well, the song didn't sell that much, and so it's really not that much money, but it's something. I mean, who's to say if the song went platinum, would she have been compensated more? I mean, who's to say it didn't go platinum? Paid for your vocals? Mm-hmm. I'm happy you brought up paid for your vocals. Your music I saw was on Spotify. I couldn't find it on iTunes. I can't imagine it's not there. But do you get any royalties or anything from Spotify? None of that?
No. I've never seen anything.
Okay. Your music was also used to promote his Patreon. Were you aware of that?
No.
Wow.
But also, it is my voice, but it is Sean's music. He wrote it. He wrote the lyrics. It does make me sad that my voice is out there without any recognition, though.
And you had no contracts or anything like that?
No, I've known him since high school. Nothing was ever official when I was involved. No contracts, nothing like that.
Wow.
I'm sure once he moved up and started doing Superpower Beatdown, I mean, that to me, that was a huge thing. Like, you'd have to have contracts, right? You'd have to have hired actors. I thought Machinima was this huge thing.
Once Machinima came on board, there should have been a clear sign that more money was coming in, as well as Loot Crate sponsorships, but I do not think that money trickled down to those that were still working for free or low wages. Despite Aaron making thousands, he was still asking people to work for exposure and was arrogant about it. Here is Gene Freeman talking about how Aaron tried to get him to work for free.
He had a lot of ego. Again, the initial conversation, because I get paid for what I do. I don't believe in just my mom, my mother, my father told me, hey, look, you can do stuff for free, but remember, somebody cut them lights on for y'all to be working, okay? Someone's getting a check. And so when he initially we talked, because I seen Bad in the Sun, I seen a lot of this stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I loved it, be a part. And he was just like, he gave me this like really low ball price. It wouldn't even, I think it was like shooting for like 4 hours. I was going to shoot it. I didn't have to edit it, but it was like a lot of shooting and running and gunning. That was just me. It wasn't 2 camera setup. It was just me doing everything. And I was like, hey, I'll give you this price. And then he was like, price? Literally like that. He was like, price. It's like, people normally want to do stuff for me because it's me. And I was like, well, good for them. Bravo. This is my rate. And, so I told him my rate. He said, okay. He was a little reluctant about it, but he did it. And so.
What was life after Harley Quinn for you? What was that like? Did you and Aaron still keep in touch?
We kept in touch a little bit. He'd call when he needed me to come and record, and no friendly check-ins or anything like that. But, he's doing his thing. I'm doing mine. Life is life. Life happens. As you see, I try to justify everything because I want to see the positives in everybody. I really do. I really try to.
That is noble.
I try to.
But, sometimes I would say the negative can easily outweigh the positive. And, like when I'm doing this and I come across one person or maybe 2 persons with a bad experience, I'm like, okay, all right, 2 people. It's a coincidence, but I'm at like 13 now.
And you'll probably get more.
I honestly don't want more. I'll be completely honest. I remember I was talking to somebody, at one point it was just 9. And I'm like, they're like, oh, I got to tell you this story about Aaron. I'm like, I'm at Aaron overload right now. I've been hearing bad story after bad story. Can you tell me tomorrow? I'm at my limit. I hear
you.
Now,
I hear you. You're dropping stuff every single day, so I can't even imagine.
yeah, I'm trying. Now, you and Paul, you're putting. What'd you think of his video?
I could not believe what Paul went through. I could not believe it. I had no idea that they didn't take care of him. I figured because he was Joker, he'd at least be recognized, and that family would continue, and Paul would continue to be the Joker. So also that same day where I came in to record for Tatiana, I saw Aaron on the screen for the first time as the Joker.
And how was that?
Well, shocking at first. Same with seeing Harley. You're kind of like taken aback. You're like, wait a minute, that's not Paul and that's not me. What's going on here? So it was, in the moment it was sad. But Aaron's face is very expressive. You got to give him that. So, I mean,
I guess that could be a silver lining.
I try to find the positives.
Now, outside of Paul, you actually got to work with the Kevin Porter.
I did.
How was that experience working with him? And is he your Batman?
No, he is Batman. Excuse you.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. I'm sorry.
In my humble opinion, there are two Batmans.
Give him
Kevin Porter and Michael Keaton.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. He came out with a statement and said he had nothing to say about those guys. Did you see that?
I saw that.
What's your thoughts on Kevin Porter and Bat in the Sun considering, he was there from the beginning?
I know. There are things that have come to light that I know that Kevin went through that are simply just honestly disgusting at this point. I feel how he's been treated is just terrible. I mean, Kevin was there from the beginning. We did a lot of crazy things. There were no permits when we were young. We had no idea the internet was going to take off the way it did. We didn't even have cell phones back then.
True.
And Kevin and I did a lot of stuff. Like there was a night where we filmed in a tunnel under the freeway, and it smelled like pee all night long and sewage. And we were just having fun filming. And then some homeless people needed to walk by every now and again. And we've been out in freezing cold weather. We've been out on the hottest days. We did a lot.
A lot of sacrifice went into making Aaron's dream come true. From the outside looking in, who's not in the Bat in the Sun family, it seems like a lot of people who helped Aaron are being erased and sadly replaced going forward, which in my mind, that's hurtful. It
is.
Looking at the current Bat in the Sun cast, one would notice that there are no more of the original cast, as Aaron has a new group of people he plans to exploit until they realize what they're getting into. One of them being the good friend of Jason David Frank, Jason Font, who is scheduled to play Batman in the upcoming Beatdown. I interviewed former assistant director Chase Langley, and he had this to say.
You've touched on it, Henry, where there's been a bit of a plateauing with how far he pushes stuff. And I think that really comes with the cycling of people that he's been putting, together to create projects with. I know that at this point, there's almost no original Bat in the Sun collaborators that are still working with him. I do know that there are a few, but not many at all.
Yeah.
I have this still, if you wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, bring that up. Let's talk about it. So you were a part of Batman Beyond One, right? Or Year One, Batman Beyond Year One. What was that like? And you sent me pictures too.
I did. Could you tell we did our own makeup? It was fun. It was what Aaron wanted. It was like the beginning of everything. at least in my eye, because I saw the Batman vision, and from there it just skyrocketed.
The crazy thing is that was good. Patient J, where it was more about the filmmaking aspect of it, where we had a nice story. And then somewhere along the way, he lost his way and it became about superpower beatdowns, clicks, and views with little to no story whatsoever. Did you see Aaron lose his way in real time?
I didn't see that. I've kind of been out of the loop for a while. I didn't see it.
So how was it when you saw like the first superpower beatdown?
I honestly didn't even know about it. I found out maybe a year afterwards. And then I saw some of my Bat in the Sun family on there. I was really happy for them.
Yeah.
That they were continuing. I was doing my life. I was living my dream. And it was really great to see them on there. Yeah. I thought everything was going great. But also, I've told you this before, I do live under a rock.
What shocked me was some of those, because I'm a YouTuber, I know how ad revenue works. Some of those beatdowns are making over $100,000 in ad revenue. Just Kevin Porter's contributions alone generated, on average, easily $300,000 to $500,000.
Wow.
In ad revenue on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, 40 million views. The rule of thumb is like for every million views, you could probably make like $13,000. So when you look at, let's just be a little bit more conservative and say let's $8,000. Kevin Porter is part of like so many projects that generated easily 40 million views. And you're looking at like 320 on the lowest of ends. And not to mention every year that stuff gets repurposed, put out again for more money. It sucks to hear that some of these people were asked to work for free.
I would have imagined that with the superpower beatdowns that everybody was making good money.
That was my case.
Yeah, that was my assumption.
Aaron may not be able to sell his Batman short films for money, but he was able to collect ad revenue on YouTube. In a way, he is generating money using popular intellectual properties like Batman and Wolverine. I understand his channel may not be making much money now, but in his Superpower Beatdown Prime and with sponsorships and AdSense, it was easily generating thousands of dollars per month, if not in the hundreds. I would love to see how much ad revenue Wolverine versus Predator generated, which is Bat in the Sun's most popular video, but I digress. What you did was courageous. I don't know if you realize it or not, but it took a lot of courage for you to come forward. Mm-hmm. This is just a normal Thursday night for you? Are you always this courageous?
I'm not really a courageous person, but I stand up for my friends more than myself. I can take it, but I really just don't appreciate that my friends are suffering, and my friends have suffered. And now that we're all collectively speaking and all these stories are coming in and they're checking out, Yeah.
Hopefully it's been therapeutic for you. I know a lot of you guys are linking up behind the scenes, having some good moments, probably reminiscing about, the past times and maybe some future plans going forward. It's unfortunate that it took something like this for y'all to get together, but
it is. It is. But at the same time, Aaron, thanks again for messing up, because the Bat in the Sun family is back together and we missed each other. So thanks.
Now, let's draw the focus a little bit. What have you thought about my coverage so far about these videos that have been coming out? What's your thoughts on it?
Henry, I watched them with my jaw on the floor. This is not the Aaron I knew. It's almost unbelievable. You don't want to believe it, but everything is checking out.
There are certain stories that people told me just don't mention on air. That's what really breaks me. They're like, this is what happened. This is 100% true, but Just don't mention it on air. And then like, okay, you could mention it, but don't say it was from me. And that's very heartbreaking. I'm like, God damn, people don't even want to be associated with this guy.
I'm grateful that I knew him before Machinima. Maybe Machinima was the turning point. I'm not sure. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. That kid has so much talent. His father had so much talent.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who would never work with him again. It's like a revolving door.
I know. Isn't that the saddest thing? To have all that talent and all you got to do is just be nice.
You went in for overtime.
Oh, I could go on. I got stories and stuff, but my experiences with them in the time I had were really good. They were. And I really have to remember that. I'm lucky. I am not hurting as much as some other people are, but I want to speak up for them because they are hurting. And stuff that Aaron has done to them is somewhat unforgivable.
I would agree 100% with that statement. Did you ever see yourself doing an interview like this?
Not in a million years. I never thought anyone would even care about me or remember me as Harley Quinn. I never thought that there'd be fans asking about me all these years later. It's amazing. Thank you guys. I truly appreciate you. And it's nice to know that I'm remembered. Oh, it's really nice.
Just covering one scumbag is fine, but like one, all these goddamn stories, it's just like, holy shit. It's heavy. I don't even know how he walks around and puts up this facade like he's some guy of morals and ethics. Well, with all these skeletons in his closet, exploiting them for the maximum amount that he possibly can, and then just kicking you to the curb like it never happened. I couldn't do it. You got to be a different type of person to discard people who help build your dreams.
It's sad to see it really is sad to see what it's come to. It really is. We had a really great family. He had a really great thing going. He really did. He could have made it really, really big.
Unfortunately, I'm here to let you know, no big studio will work with him.
So I've heard, which is sad. It's sad for him. It's sad for us that worked for him. It's sad for his dad. It's sad for his future. I mean, this whole situation, there's no good in it, whichever way you cut it. The only positives are the reunion and the shared experiences and the trauma bonding and memories, whether they're good or bad, but they brought us all together. They really did.
After this, I explained to her that the reason why Aaron was put on my radar was because he accused Deoxy360, a friend of my channel, of lying on him, then tried to attack Deoxy360 online, only to be proven wrong by myself, which ultimately ended in Aaron admitting he was wrong.
Well, Aaron's always had the kind of tendency to just kind of say, but not think before saying. And we all know he's a little bit arrogant. And we all know he's a little bit misogynistic. Think
I've heard stories.
Well, I now know that I was ugly instead of fat, or both fat and ugly.
That's horrible.
Well,
look at it on the bright side. I was explaining this to one of the 13 people. Imagine if you were still friends with him. You would have to low-key in a way be put in a position to defend your friendship, to defend him after all this stuff comes out.
I don't know too much about what has happened over the last few years, the superpower beatdown. And I wasn't close with Aaron when he met Jason, but I knew that they started working together. Mm-hmm. And now I know a little too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it blows my mind. It really does blow my mind. It's not the Aaron I knew.
At this point in the interview, she had dropped her phone while I was explaining how Aaron was making so much money and still asking people to work for free and paying people peanuts with hopes of them gaining exposure.
If all that's true, and he was making that money, and he didn't pay the people that were working for him, that's just awful. That's just awful. I know some people, didn't have a lot. I mean, California is really hard. It's hard financially. So I know people were struggling, and I know people were working full-time jobs and then going on set and helping Aaron out, working late hours. You know, we did it because we believed in him and we believed in his dream, and we wanted to help support him, and we were along for the ride. Then the ride kicked us off halfway. It's okay. Yeah, life is life. But it hurts me that it's hurt some really good people. I'm okay. I'm fine. I honestly, I didn't even think of residuals. I didn't even expect any money. But the ones that should have been paid need to get paid for their time.
How does it feel to get all this off your chest? You've been holding on this story for almost 20 years. Right.
That one day when I came to do that recording for the voiceover, it was heartbreaking. It was really heartbreaking. But at the same time, you see what's on the screen and you're like, you went from that to this? Hell yeah, man. That looks great. I don't know. Sad, but I was happy he was moving upwards and forwards. But that's without me knowing behind the scenes.
She was still having difficulties with her phone. I had to cut out that, but I explained to her that Aaron often talks about how he's not making any money on any of these projects, and he often has to put his own money into the projects to get done. He uses this excuse, once again, to try to get people to work for free, selling them on dreams of sacrificing their efforts for exposure. Literally, he's only had 2 paid gigs in his entire life, if I'm not mistaken, both of which Jason David Frank played a huge part in him getting, which was him directing the Ninjak series and the Street Fighter short, but those companies will likely never work with Aaron again in any capacity.
Aaron, if there is truth to the fact that you've rolled over money to use it in the next project and there wasn't enough money to pay everybody, then show us the proof. Show us the proof, right? There's got to be like a YouTube paper trail. And if they take most of their money and they roll it over and there's nothing left, but I highly doubt it. I
would love to see how much he made on YouTube for the entire duration of his channel being active. I would love to see how much ad revenue was generated from every Kevin Porter featured video. Those numbers people will likely never see because it would just show how greedy Aaron is when he turns around and asks people to work for free. Think about it. If he made millions of dollars off Kevin Porter, how much was Kevin Porter actually compensated? And not to mention, also, YouTube is not his only source of income. His Facebook channel is monetized as well. Aaron is likely going to watch this.
Yeah.
And he's likely, if he hasn't already, going to try and contact you, as he's been contacting pretty much anyone I've teased or put out there. And not just once. They're like, he's blowing them up.
I know.
What message would you say to Aaron?
Well, firstly, I'd like to thank Aaron because through Aaron, I had some of the greatest times in my life with some really wonderful people. I would have not had these experiences had I not met him my first year in high school. I'm truly grateful. And I had so much fun recording with Sean. We went to Comic-Cons. We had Bat in the Sun parties. We were a family for the longest time, and it was really, really nice. So thank you for that. But everything I'm hearing that's coming out and all of my family that is confirming this, I really hope it isn't true, but I know it is. Just please apologize to the people you've hurt, because you've hurt some really nice people. Please. You know you hurt them. Please apologize to them at the very least.
Well said. Well said. Now let's lift it up. Let's try to end it on a high note. Do you still got your Harley Quinn inside of you? Of
course. And you know what's even better is I have a dog that I named Harley Quinn.
That is nice. Now, I know this wasn't planned. I didn't let you know about this in advance. Can we get a preview of the Harley Quinn? Just the voice, some dialogue or anything? Or do we want to just keep it serious?
Oh my gosh, it's been years. What is one of my lines? I know we gotta kidnap Patsy. I don't know, it's been years. Kidnap Patsy and get the boy, Puddin'.
Oh, all right. All right. Any message you want to give to your Bat in the Sun family? Because like you said,
why. They know I love them. They know it.
What about the people who are wronged, who've yet to come forward? Like you said, I said I got 13. You said it's going to be more. What message would you send to those people?
Well, you don't have to come forward if you don't want to. I understand if you've been through hell and back. But if you have something to say to the younger generation, to ensure them to make wiser decisions on projects like these, I think it would be good to come forward.
Thank you so much for telling your truth. And
of course.
I hope to stay in touch, even after this is said and done,